What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Sports. I'm back in my studio finally. So not a great win by the Warriors tonight, I gotta say, or today, rather, lost to the Clippers. That puts them back into the 7 seed, which actually we need to talk a little bit about that because, in my opinion, it may not be the worst thing in the world. So, right now, what we're looking at is the Warriors in the 7 seed. And if they win that first game in the 7 seed, they'll stick to that. And what that means is that they're either going to play, well, most likely they're going to play the Rockets, right? So let's just think about, like, is that the worst case scenario? Because had they won today, they'd be playing the Lakers in a 7-game series, right? Which isn't the worst thing in the world either. But if I had to choose between the Warriors playing the Lakers or the Rockets, I kind of think I'd rather see them play the Rockets and let the other teams like the Lakers and Denver and the Clippers figure that out all against other teams and maybe get worn down a little bit before they see the Warriors. Because I do think the Warriors can beat the Rockets in a 7-game series. I truly believe that. I know the Rockets' defenses are all right, but the Warriors were really tired last time they played. That is not a good picture as to what a Warriors-Rockets series would look like. And I think the Warriors could beat the Rockets and let the other guys kind of play other teams and get it figured out that way. And then the Warriors got some time before they have to play either Denver or LA or whoever they have to play. So actually, if you think about it, this might actually work out better in the Warriors' favor, in my opinion anyway. I wouldn't really necessarily want to see LeBron and Luka in the first round. I know that I think I'm confident the Warriors would put that series to bed, maybe, but let somebody else deal with it for now. I think the easiest path of, or the least path of resistance would be the best one. So my point is that maybe, just maybe, this is all for the best. I do believe that the Warriors are going to beat Memphis in the playing game, and I believe they'll take that 7 seed, and it'll be the Rockets that they face. And that makes a lot of sense because I know Steph Curry wants some get back for that last game. You could see that when he plays the Rockets next, it's going to be all business, and it's not going to be very fun for the Rockets. It never has been in the past, and it won't be now. So anyway, guys, usually I don't do a podcast on a Sunday, but because the Warriors played their very last game today, and it was one that they lost, and it put them back into the playing game. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about why I think that's not necessarily the most horrible thing in the world, because I don't think they're going to get knocked out of the play-in. I think they're going to win the playing game, at least one of them. I believe it's going to be the first one, and then I think they're going to end up playing the Rockets, which for me, I'm good with. I'm good with that series, and I can't wait for playoffs. I can't wait for the playing game. And guys, keep your heads up. It was a tough game today. They played the Clippers and went into overtime, and it was a rough game where the defense just wasn't there when they needed it the most. Kawhi hit a couple of good shots, but by and large, the defense held a lot of the way, but just not quite enough. And the offense just wasn't there enough either. I mean, if we take a look at what the Warriors offense was doing, it was really Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler again, and everybody else kind of just didn't put up the numbers that we needed them to put up to win the game. And that's the bottom line. I mean, if we look at the box scores here, it's kind of just obvious when you look at the numbers. Jimmy Butler scored 30 points. Moses Moody only scored 4. We need Moses Moody to be better than that. If we are going to get farther into the playoffs, the Warriors need Moses Moody to be better than that. I've said that from the beginning, and I'm saying it now. They need him to be a contributor of value. Draymond Green had 14 points. Podziemski had 19. Respectable out of Podziemski. That's great. 36 out of Curry, doing awesome Curry things. But Gary Payton II had 6 points, and the rest of the roster just 6 points, 8.0. It just wasn't a good game for anybody else. It wasn't named Curry or Jimmy Butler. Draymond Green hit a couple of 3-pointers when they needed it, but he can't be the scorer on this team. If that's who you're relying on, it's not going to be a good day. And so, is this the kind of Warrior game, Warrior output that we should be seeing in the playoffs? If we are, then we're not going to make it that far in the playoffs, and that's okay because, like I said, I really do feel that the Warriors' best year is coming next year, not this year. And if they get to the finals and make it, then awesome. That's icing on the cake. But at the end of the day, I believe that their chance to really go for a title is going to be next year. But bottom line, guys, they need contributors off the bench. If you're not going to contribute, then you're not going far. And then if your name's not Podziemski, then you may be up for trade next year. And I'm talking about JK. I'm talking about Moody. I'm talking about anybody else that is not putting up numbers that we would like to see. It's just that simple, guys. You just need guys to. Quentin Post is one guy, even though I would cut him some slack just because he's a rookie. He only had 3 points, but I want to see more of Quentin Post just because I do think he's going to be a major contributor to this Warriors future. And so I'm not going to give him as much of a hard time. Buddy Hield had 1 point. I mean, Jesus, you need more out of Buddy Hield than that. I'm sorry. That was rebounds. That is totally my bad. I'm totally looking at the wrong thing. Buddy Hield had 6 points, 8 points. I'm looking at the wrong thing. 8 points. Still need more out of Buddy Hield. 8 points is not. I remember he hit a 3-pointer, but he doesn't enough 3-pointers. I mean, for a guy who had the best 3-point percentage in the league, he didn't come to play, and he hasn't in a while. Those guys are all up for trade next year for sure to strengthen this roster with Jimmy Butler now a part of it for next year. So let's just see where it goes in the playoffs. I'm excited to see what happens. I totally think that the play-in is just a formality. Yeah, you'd want to see more rest for the Warriors, but it's not going to happen. Win the first play-in game, get a move on, and start making work of the Rockets and go from there, guys. But this is going to be fun to watch. Go Warriors. Check me out live tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to talk 49er football on a 49er Monday. And guys, thank you for supporting me. Hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Okay. What? Why are you doing this? But buddy, the amount of sugar you've taken in today is not good. John, I don't even know if that's good anymore.